Because the average 55-year-old man with type 2 diabetes is on 3 to 5 medications. He's gaining weight, he's losing muscle, and he's feeling more exhausted every year. So that's the norm. Look around. Some of the guys that you grew up with are already slowing down. They have injuries, they have burning out, they have chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Some can't do the things that they love anymore, and some sadly never got the chance to turn things around. You've probably seen a few guys make a full comeback though, dropping weight, building strength, getting off meds. You might be wondering, how are they doing it? Maybe you've tried. Maybe you've cut the carbs, joined the gym, bought a couple supplements, maybe even got on some meds, but nothing's really sticking. As a men's health doctor and performance coach, I've spent the last few years helping men over 40, reverse extreme conditions like diabetes and low testosterone and rebuild their bodies from the inside out without staying on medications for life. And I've seen the same mental trap take down thousands of men at this point, and that's the belief that it's too late or that you need to get everything perfect before you start. I call it the diet starts tomorrow mindset. It's that familiar loop in telling yourself that you'll get serious after one more weekend or one more trip or even one more full season. It's a really rough one. When a guy tells me, maybe I'll try to fix this next fall, but then that starts getting pushed, and each year that slips by, your body becomes harder to reclaim. So I made this video to help you break that cycle and prove that you still have time to be in the best shape of your life, regardless of your age. Because I've noticed that a common theme with the guys I work with is that even when men improve their blood sugar, drop body fat, gain strength, they often still feel like they're failing. Well, why is that? It's because we've been told that healthy means shredded abs and endless energy and a perfect meal plan. We've internalized this impossible standard, and it's killing progress. So let's zoom out. Because the average 55-year-old man with type 2 diabetes is on 3 to 5 medications. He's gaining weight, he's losing muscle, and he's feeling more exhausted every year. So that's the norm. So if you're waking up earlier, lifting a couple days a week, eating a mostly real food diet, and then keeping your blood sugar pretty stable, you're already ahead of the pack. But most guys think they need to go full beast mode, 2-hour workouts, zero carbs, supplements for everything. And that belief, well, it keeps people stuck. So the real enemy isn't your body, it's the mindset that says, I have to be perfect to make progress. There are 3 reasons most guys never feel like they're winning, even when they are. First, the myth of perfection. Health isn't a final destination. So where everything lines up perfectly, that just doesn't exist. Because once you lose the belly, you start fixating on your testosterone. Once you hit your goal weight, you wonder why you're still tired. The goalposts keep moving. Perfection is an illusion. Second, the diet starts tomorrow mindset. Just need one more week, one more podcast to learn for, one more supplement. But the truth is that delay becomes years of waiting. And during that time, your testosterone drops, your insulin resistance increases, muscle declines, and then your margin of error shrinks. Third, let's be honest, some of you are dealing with real challenges, injuries, work stress, family pressure. But I've coached men who were 100 pounds overweight. They were on insulin. They hadn't trained in 10 years, and they can now deadlift 300 pounds and no longer need meds. So it's not too late, but it will be if you keep waiting. Here's the shift that changes everything. Success doesn't come from perfection, especially around your health. It comes from practical, sustainable action. The men who win don't follow 50 rules. They lock in a few key habits, and then they never miss twice. So they fast, they train, they eat for fuel, they sleep hard, they track their numbers, and they own their mornings, because how you start your day is how you're going to finish. Now, let me give you 5 strategies that you can use immediately to get in the best shape of your life. Number 1, know your actual needs. You don't need 6-pack abs. You don't need to be a bodybuilder. You need strong metabolic health. You need insulin sensitivity, low visceral fat, and optimal testosterone levels. That's it. The right labs will show you where you stand, so start there. Number 2, identify your existing advantages. So most guys overlook what they've already built. So maybe you already walk every day. Maybe you don't drink. Maybe you still shoot hoops with your son on the weekends. That's a foundation, so build on it. Stack wins. Don't start from scratch. Third, develop a balanced approach. So what worked in your 30s probably won't work in your 50s. You need a health transition zone. So start with walking and shorter fasts. Build muscle slowly. Shift to high protein meals. I don't think this needs to be about flipping a switch. It's about committing to the long game. Number 4, test your plan for sustainability. So can you do this on a bad day, when you're tired, when you're traveling, when you're stressed? If not, the plan is too fragile. So real discipline is about showing up, especially when conditions aren't perfect. So get a travel kettlebell. Pack your lunch on the airplane. Don't let obstacles ruin progress. Number five, be open to non traditional methods. So, most guys still follow outdated advice. They try to eat less and move more than take pills. But the men I work with who get the biggest results are from key things like strength training, strategic fasting, and then experimenting with metabolic stressors like cold exposure. So these aren't hacks, they're high leverage tools that work with our biology. And out of everything on that list, I would say that lifting weights or simply using your body weight is the most important thing you could do on a regular basis to rebuild your body. It's not cardio, not supplement, strength training. So, can you be in the best shape of your life in your 50s? Absolutely, but only if you stop chasing perfect and get to work today, not tomorrow.